Hello, everybody. Welcome back to WWTF. We want the Facts Game Show. Mike C. Fred Wise. So we must be talking about something wonderful, Fred. What are we talking about?
This one was. Oh, we're gonna have to start that one over. Well, I ain't even have my mic on, but I'm Fred Y, disappointed Fred Y. Mike asked me why was I disappointed, and I said the slogan of beer. By the way, today's episode is brought to you by beer. Okay, just drink the shit. You know what I'm saying? And I got the parental advisory warning up there because shit is gonna get heated in this episode. Today we are talking about Resident Evil. Welcome to fucked up. I mean, was it Raccoon City? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and it's in the theaters if you want to go catch the shit or not. Mike, I'm not even going to do a final verdict for this bullshit. Don't go see it. Let's talk about it. It's going to be a spoiler alert. Okay, all right.
Okay.
Now I'm highly pissed with this one. Because I was so... Oh, by the way, Mike, did you have a chance to see this bullshit?
No, I didn't because you said such great things about it.
Yes.
So I said, no, thank you.
Yes.
You try to let me like, here, come watch it. I'm like, no, I don't want to.
Okay. Let me tell you. Okay. And this is the honest God truth. The movie was so fucking bad that I had to watch it twice. I had to actually watch it twice because I was like, I cannot believe this movie stunk that fucking bad, and I had to watch it twice. This episode of the movie is probably going to be the most detailed movie that I've ever reviewed on this platform. You know what I'm saying? Now, what's the girl name that fucked up all the rest of the Resident Evil movies? What's her name, Mike?
Well, Mila Jovovich, but how you up there saying it don't seem like she did too bad.
Well, she should have been in this movie as much as fucked up as this was. I mean, she fucked up Resident Evil. She fucked up Monster Hunters. I mean, keep this girl out of video game related movies. You know what I'm saying? I guarantee you put her in the Marvel universe with Spider-Man, that's going to be a whole shit show to itself. All right. So, the people that love Resident Evil, I fell in love with this game, the birth of the PlayStation, when it came out on the original PlayStation 1. Mm-hmm. Now, go with me through this, Mike. We have our main characters that was in Resident Evil 1. We had Barry. We had Wesker. Jill Valentine.
Right.
Leon. And
the first Resident Evil was Chris Redfield.
Chris Redfield and his sister was
Claire. Yep.
Claire Redfield. Okay. Too many people in this goddamn movie to begin with.
Oh, okay.
But Mike, do me a favor and pull up the director for this movie, please. Give me the name of the director of this movie. Now let me tell you something, Mr. Director. You fucked up. You fucked up my beginning of adulthood life up with this adaptation that you made of this Resident Evil movie. The Resident Evil movie was bullshit. It was just all over the place. It was like just two movies stuck together that didn't make any sense. And this is going to be a spoiler alert. So sorry for you all that want to watch it, and thank you for the ones that I saved from watching this shit. You know what I'm saying? So we remember, true Resident Evil fans remember how the movie, the game started off, right? There was this crash in the woods, right? Or whatever. And in the woods, you had members of the STAR team running towards this mansion, right? And you had, the dog was chasing them. You know what I'm saying? Like Cujo. It was a whole bunch of goddamn Cujos chasing them to this mansion. Well, this is not how Welcome to Raccoon City started out. First of all, it was just bullshit. Now, what's the two? Leon and his sister. What's her name?
Leon and you talking about Leon? You talking about Chris?
Chris.
And his sister Claire.
Chris and Claire. Okay, it started off with them in this dumbass orphanage inside of Raccoon City. Which, okay, the backstory for these two, I love how the way that they attempt to do this shit, right? So it started off with them in the orphanage, and then Claire is waking up to this monstrosity. They're kids, mind you. They're waking up to this monstrosity of this girl, this thing messing with her, right? That's gonna come back later on in the scene. Very much like the movie. Where the fuck did this creature come from? It was never in the original Resident Evil. It had like a face within the face, and then had like the blinds open a little bit. It had the face turned, but they never gave this. The girl did have a name. The thing did have a name because it was on that bracelet. I can't remember what it was, but that's how the movie started off. And then it started off by them being separated, right? Well, they took her to. They woke her up in the middle of the night because she screamed and said she saw a monster or whatever. And then one of the guys came in, was like, "No, you didn't see a monster," ooh, and all this other stuff. Then, cut scenes later, they showed how they came to try to get her in the middle of the night, and really they was going to do an experiment on her, but she had managed to run away, right? Run away as a little girl.
Okay.
Fast forward, now, Mike, you're going to see where I'm coming from with this when they combine this shit too much together. They go to a scene where the guy in the truck eating a hamburger has a dog inside. Guess what kind of dog? The Doberman Pinscher dog.
Yeah.
And then they had her in the truck with her as well. So the truck driver. Yeah. No, Will. Claire that was going to be in the shithole of a movie.
Okay.
The only thing they got right about her was the red jacket from part 2. That was fucking it, right? So they start off with that. She's in the truck. He's eating a hamburger, so they show that scene. Him eating a hamburger, and he's talking, this little R. Kelly shit to her, you know what I'm saying? And he's not paying attention where he's going, and then he hits somebody in the middle of the road. Long story short, they get out the car. They was like, "Oh, we need to take her this, that, and the other." And then they look back around. She's gone. The dog hops out the car and starts licking up the blood, right? He opens up the door. I mean, this is like some Scooby-Doo type shit. Like the door was fucking locked. And he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna open the door." And he opens up the fucking door and he goes lick the blood, right? Then it cuts back to another scene where Leon, I don't have any problem with any nationalities, but I don't remember Leon being the Mexican fellow inside the series. So where they got this adaptation of Leon being of Mexican descent, I don't know why they cast that shit. You know what I'm saying? Not saying anything about Mexicans, but it wasn't true to the fucking story. This is on like some Michael Bay shit with low explosions. So,
so the quick interjection. It was directed by Jonas Roberts. So I don't know what else he directed, but directed by Jonas Roberts. So that was the director of this wonderful masterpiece that you love.
Jonas Roberts, you need not to touch another goddamn movie in your life, especially a video game movie. You need not to touch nothing. I'm gonna get back. Remind me to get back to this clown. So, then what happens is she gets to her brother's house, which is
Chris Redfield.
Chris Redfield breaks into the house. To a house that's dead bolted locked with one knife. I don't know how the hell she did that, right? So
I guess she's a locksmith too.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. So then, it cuts back to the scene where the guy in the truck and the dog is slobbering, and you can see his eyes all fucked up and all that other stuff, and the dog bites him as he tried to cuddle the dog that has the foam all running down his mouth and his eyes blood. If that was Kane, his ass would have been on the side of the motherfucking road. You know what I'm saying? Shantae would have been mad as shit, but you go pick him up on the side. You go ahead and get bit and turn into a zombie. Just don't come back. You know what I'm saying? So, and then that's when the shit show just begins, right? They had the fucking Cleveland notes. Only thing that this director had to do was watch, even get a YouTube clip and watch the original Resident Evil gameplay through. If you're going to say welcome to Raccoon City, this is an introduction to Raccoon City. This is the first game of Resident Evil that introduced everybody to Raccoon City. So why would you stray to part 2 and then to Nemesis? I'm saying this wrong. What's his name? Nemesis. Am I saying Nemesis? Right. Nemesis. Okay. So you had Resident Evil 1, Resident Evil 2, and Resident Evil Nemesis, all combined into fucking one. This is and
that's too much in one movie, man.
This is where the shit. This is where the Nemesis came in. At the end of the movie, when they were on the train, he finds a fucking rocket launcher on the train and he destroys the monster. That's how that's how Nemesis came in there. I cannot, for the life of me, I cannot remember what happened at the end of the original Resident Evil game where they defeat the monster. But I do not remember them being on a fucking train. Or were they on the train?
No, the only one that was on the train was Resident Evil 0 when they had Rebecca and the other guy.
Oh,
remember Resident Evil 0? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because Resident Evil 0 ended when he actually got up to the mansion in Resident Evil 1. That's what Resident Evil 0 was about. But I forgot the other guy, but Resident Evil 0 was a good game too. I enjoyed that one. But it seemed like what you said, they had the blueprint to do it. They just ain't follow the blueprint. They just try to mash everything together. And wasn't it a short movie as well too?
It was a very short movie, man. I think they looked at some of the gameplay and said, okay, we're going to put this shit in. As far as the trucker eating a hamburger, and then the scene where the zombie is devouring this guy that's on the ground when they walk into the mansion, and he slowly turns his head around. You know what I'm saying? That shit was even corny. And the reason why it was so corny is because none of the characters even resembled the actual people that played into the game. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was no resemblance at all. The only thing that they got right was the jacket that Claire was wearing when her brother said, "Don't touch the motorcycle," when he was rushing off to work. And she got on the motorcycle. Mind you, I ride motorcycles, and I'm not going to ride the motorcycle with dark shade tint, on my visor. You got two fucking helmets. You got a clear visor and you got a dark visor. You're not going to be able to see in the fucking dark, especially in the rain with the visor down. That was just, it was just all over the fucking place, man. This movie was trash from beginning to end. Like I said, they let Leon look like a dumbass. They let Leon look like a fucking rookie. They made him look like a rookie, like he was incompetent, like he was this police officer that shot his buddy in the ass, and then they traded him to Raccoon City. You know what I'm saying? And Wesker was there. Who else? Barry was not there, right? So
they didn't have Barry in the movie?
They didn't have Barry in the fucking movie, man. And this is so fucking
like pivotal.
Wow. Yeah, and come on, man. Only thing you had to do was look at Resident Evil 1 or 0. Resident Evil on PlayStation. That's your whole fucking movie. If you're trying to reinvent or trying to reboot the franchise, because the first person that directed all them fucking movies, I think it was like 6 other movies or something, and they put a character that wasn't even in the fucking series. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know where they came
Created
from.
the character Alice. Yeah.
Where the fuck did Alice come from? What? She was never in the fucking movie. Then you gonna bring a little girl. I'm the T virus and all. Where the fuck did that come from? Like, come on, man. You got the fucking blueprint. You have the blueprint to make the fucking movie. Now you just don't fuck with it. If you listen to all you directors out there or going to be directors, if y'all going to take a popular video game and turn it into a movie, stick with what the video game does, right? Let's go with totally off script, right? Uncharted. If you look at the previews of Uncharted, they got somebody that looked like young Drake and then old Drake. You know what I'm saying? They got somebody that looked like him. Not the old dude, though, but similar somewhat to that. But if you're going to Resident Evil is one of the best horror franchises that's on any console or PC that you can play this shit on. And when you don't follow the narrative of, okay, we're going to reboot because we know it's been fucked up, which it has. That whole Resident Evil with the karate chops and Mike Epps and all that other shit, that whole shit was just bullshit. You know what I'm saying? When you reboot a movie and you want to do it right, you don't even have to read nothing. Just look at the video gameplay, and that's your whole shit right there. You can look at the gameplay, no commentary, and you can follow it script by script and direction by direction. You can throw your own little shit in there, but don't take away from the movie. Don't introduce some new shit that like diehard Resident Evil fans are going to look at and say, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is that? Or when did that happen? Now the chief of police that was in there, he was just super duper hype. His role was just it was just, I don't know what the fuck. This seemed more of like one of them B-roll movies that you see on Shudder. Like you'll see like you think you're watching The Conjuring, The Nun, and then you'll see, okay, it's The Nun. You know what I'm saying? It has some fucked up lighting and shit like that. This was, what's up with you, bird? This was the dumbest ass remake adaptation of any fucking movie, video game, turned movie that I've ever saw. I'm so fucking disappointed in the whole dialogue, the whole thing of this movie. You had the fucking video game that you could have went back and reference to. All you had to do, what's this director name again? Michael Bay 2? What's without the explosions? Jonas Brothers, whatever the fuck your name is, Mr. Jonas. You fucked up another movie.
John Roberts.
You fucked up another movie. You fucked up another movie. You fucked up this movie. Your directing debut should be over. You should fucking direct Traffic with this shit that you did, man. Get out the movie business and go get a fucking hall monitor, fucking swash and a stop sign and go direct Traffic on the Beltway somewhere. You done fucked up this movie, man. It was dumb as shit, man.
And my question with this, right? Shouldn't they have got with people actually in the industry and actually, you know, the makers of the video game? How can they allow this to green light this atrocity, as you so forth put it, without actually reviewing with some of the fans, or even don't they have test groups and stuff that go watch movies and see this stuff and know like if this is garbage or not, or if this should have been straight to video or not, or even should this even be freaking made? They didn't take no consensus or even ask people about this stuff, man. That's what blows my mind about it. With so much lore and everything you have in Resident Evil, so much to pull from. Even if they didn't label it Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City, they should just label it as one particular thing instead of trying to bring everything else into it with this overlaying of stuff. It's like too many characters in one pot. That's just like almost like your Spider-Man 3. You know what I'm saying? Too many characters, they didn't know how to do it right. And it just didn't flow right. But yeah, what you're saying, everything, and what I've heard about it, Yeah, that sounds very disappointing. I'm glad I didn't watch it.
Take a page out of the book of the Mortal Kombat, right? When we saw the reboot of that Mortal Kombat movie, that was fucking perfect because they didn't introduce all these fucking characters at one time. You know what I'm saying? They made it possible to say, okay, we're going to do a Mortal Kombat Part 2 and introduce, you know what I'm saying, more.
Johnny Cage and then,
you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
I mean, even though they
open it up a little bit,
they killed the dude with the fucking blade hat, which I thought was
Kung Lao.
Yeah, they didn't kill it. I mean, they killed him off like he was one of the black characters in the movie. You know what I'm saying? But this movie was just a shit show from beginning to end. You combine too many of the movies, too many of the Resident Evils, in one fucking movie. If you're doing a reboot, just start with the first one. Introduce us to Raccoon City. We didn't need the backstory of the of them when they were kids, because the monster that they had in there with the little open door face and the face to the side, shit like that, that had no burns on the move. That had no burns on the video game. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people that will watch this and say, okay, yeah, he was right. Because a lot of people think that when we review this stuff, we're over exaggerating or we're not giving it a due process. But I'm trying to tell you, when you watch the movie, if you dare, go spend your $23 or however much it costs for a single ticket at the movie theater now. Go there, spend your money, go watch it. And don't be mad at me when you walk out there and try to fight somebody saying that you want the fucking your money back, because it was just a shit show all over. You know what I'm saying? Like, they had the what's the little monster with the claws and shit? You know, the one that was on the wall and then turned around with the long. Yeah, they had the liquor. They had the liquors in there, and the monster that was tormenting her when she was Jill. When
Jill or Claire?
Claire. Okay, Claire has the brother, right? Because they got me all fucked up now. Okay, so the monster that was terrifying Claire when she was small actually saved the day of, you know what I'm saying? She had killed the liquor. I'm like, what the fuck did this? Who the fuck is this monster? It's just
Claire and old boy's dad, mom or something.
I mean,
Claire and Chris's mom.
Mike, it was just like it was like this. It was like you having Thanksgiving, and you invite family and friends over your house, just family and friends, and now the motherfucker from Danielle from GameStop come in. Who the fuck invited you? You know what I'm saying? like how you even know what my house is? You know what I'm saying? That's how it was. I'm scratching my head. The little bit of hair that I do, have. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Who the fuck is you? I'm like, this movie was so fucking trashy. And when you see the previews of it, it gets the people that are into the Resident Evil, that knows the history of Resident Evil. It gets those people hyped up because they think they're seeing the game. You know what I'm saying? They think they're following all the shit that they did in the game, but they did not, man. This movie strayed so far away from the first movie. It didn't put all the stuff in there from where the first movie did. It just had to hop around too much. It had to hop around too fucking much. You know what I'm saying? You didn't have enough dogs in there. You didn't have enough crows. They had 2 crows in there. One that was in the woods that got shot, and then one that ran into the diner that everybody was sitting in. It was Leon, Claire, Wesker, and Jill. No, not the sister. It was Jill Valentine. That was a cop. It was Wesker. It was Leon. And those are the 3 main characters. Yeah, go ahead.
Because Jill and what's that? Leon was never together, was it? What Resident Evil game were they in together?
Oh, he said, Bird said, I don't know what's worse, this movie or Battlefield or the new Battlefield. Both.
What? But yeah, we talk about that Battlefield later on, but yeah. But far as in the law, I don't remember Jill and Leon was never together in the actual game. They were together in the movies. You know, the little animated type of movies that they did. But far as an actual game, they was never together. As far as Jill and Leon, it was always Leon and somebody else.
Right. Right. So, I mean, come on, man. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's very disappointing, man. They got the blueprint, and I don't see how they still mess up stuff to this day. As far as with the video games, you got the blueprint. Use what they gave you. They already gave you the blueprint. You got the script. Cast the people that resemble the people, and go ahead and just write the freaking story. The story's already written. Just go ahead and, hey, you guys speak this dialogue.
I mean, even the dialogue that was in the first Resident Evil game was just some shit. It was just bad actors all over the place, right? The bad voice acting, you know what I'm saying? But besides the voice acting, that game was awesome. It was fucking awesome. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, you know who only really loves this Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City movie? And then the other ones that got fucked up? The parents of the actors. Oh, that's my baby. My baby was in Resident Evil. If my daughter was involved in this Resident Evil, I'm like, hey, your daughter was in there? No, she wasn't in there. She wasn't in there. I wouldn't let them know that I was related to her if she starred in one of these fucking movies, man. That's how and I love my daughter. I would deny her, like, no, she was, no, she wasn't. She wasn't. No, I don't. I would deny ownership of her if she was in this movie. And that's the old. I mean, if they would have called you and I to play in this movie, that's like they're casting you and I for Jill and Claire. Oh, go ahead. Ain't nobody gonna remember they was girls. You know what I'm saying? That's how bad this shit was, man. That's how bad this fucking movie was. Oh my god, it was a shit show. It was a shit show. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I'm not going to do a final verdict on this shit because the verdict is don't watch it at your. This is a movie good for Netflix and chill. You know what I'm saying? I think we should incorporate Netflix and chill into our
rating system.
Our rating system, yes. Movie ticket
for movies. Click
it or Netflix and chill because it's something to hear. It's a great audio. You know what I'm saying? It's something to hear. You know what I mean? While you cooking or while you're doing something else. You know what I'm saying? But as far as to sit down and watch this movie and enjoy this movie, oh my god, man, this movie was some trash. It was some trash, man. I mean, I would rather play Battlefield than to watch this movie. How about that? I would rather. What's that game that you play with the monster and I? Yeah, I would rather. I would rather play the monster and I for a month straight than to watch this fucking movie. I would rather wear a Let's Make America Great Again hat and go into Harlem with an I Love Trump t-shirt on than to watch this fucking movie. That's how fucking bad it is, man.
Oh boy.
You'll see. I guarantee you see when it come out and you decide to go into the dollar store, your local Dollar Tree, and go get some fake cheese that when you light it with a lighter, it won't melt. It just gets real hard. And that's a true story. You know what I'm saying? The Dollar cheese from the Dollar Tree, it's not real cheese. Unless you get Kraft, if you just get the thing that's called cheese, it's not real fucking cheese, man. It's plastic. All it is plastic. When you go inside the dollar store to get your cheese, and you see it in the fucking 99s, no, well, they're not a dollar store no more. They're $1.25. So when you see, yeah, $1 and a little bit, you know what I'm saying? When you the troll or not, correct, Bird.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, yep.
When you go inside there and you see it in a bin, you know why. You know why. I don't even think they could give this movie away, and I can't blame the actors, because, you know, if I need to pay my mortgage for the next couple of months, I would have did this shit too. You know what I mean? But this movie was just so horrible. It just combined. You put too much stuff in. What I'm gonna tell you, and you can tell them too, Mike. Tell them. I already said it was trash, right? Tell the Jonas brother that I guess he played drums or whatever, the one that sits in the back. Please tell this jackass how you would make a fucking Resident Evil movie, and everything that you say, I would totally agree with it. Tell him how you would make a Resident Evil movie, Mike.
Watch the freaking game. Watch Resident Evil 1. Watch the game, and there you go. That's how you make it. Plain and simple.
Oh.
Plain and simple. You could, look. You could use some of the dialogue, right? But have them make up their own words as far as for it. You know what I'm saying? That would give it a real modern spin up on it.
Mm-hmm.
But you got everything right there. Watch it. Watch the gameplay. Watch the whole game. Watch Resident Evil 1. Forget about part 2. Focus on one thing at a time. Don't focus on too many things.
Mm-hmm.
One thing at a time, okay? If, for your own knowledge, you want to watch Resident Evil 0 and watch that, you can go ahead and do that, but focus on 1. Then you can expand. That's it.
Yeah, because this could have been a decent reboot, as long as you ain't put that girl in there with the Karate Kicker. Yeah, I'm not going to remember. What was her name in the movie? It was
Alice.
As long as Alice don't come to play in none of these reboots, keep her the fuck out. Keep Alice out. You know, let her go mess up the Monster Hunter series. The rest of those, her and T.I. Let her and T.I. go fuck up the rest of the monster movies. This was a cash grab. Okay, Bird said it was a cash grab.
Yeah, of course it was.
Yeah.
Of course it was.
Yeah.
Of course it was. That around the holidays as well too. Yeah, most definitely.
You're depending on. You're going on the name of the franchise, Resident Evil, right? The two success stories of the last two success, Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil Village. Now, most people, and these cats in there, I guarantee you, they look like they were too young to even hold a PlayStation controller. They look like they were born when, you know, the PlayStation 3 came out. You know what I'm saying? So I can't fault it on them. And then the Jonas Brothers, I can't fault. Maybe he has a flip phone. I don't. Maybe he's still with Sprint, and he has a flip phone or the Sidekick. And we all know the Sidekick don't have HTML, and maybe he can't view YouTube on the Sidekick. Man, I'll give him the benefit of it.
Hey, Fred, stop coming up with excuses, man. It was trash, man. Let's go ahead and say like it was. It was trash. They shouldn't have made it.
Maybe that was it, and he was like, "Fuck it, man." Or maybe he talked to Michael Bay and he said, "Michael Bay, what should I do with Resident Evil? Explosions! You know? Maybe that was the case. I don't fucking know. And speaking of explosions, it was so fucking off when the semi truck tilted over. Mind you, it is carrying gasoline, right? When the truck tilt over, it waited till it came to a complete stop and then exploded. I was like, wow. You know, that was a little bit late. You know what I'm saying? At least in Michael Bay, since the explosion would have started while he picked up the sandwich or something like that. Because he's Michael Bay is gonna get every firecracker in there out, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That if you live where Michael Bay live at, and you go to Phantom Fireworks on the 4th of July, you find out there's no fireworks there. Ask Michael Bay. I guarantee you he done brought everything that was in the store. But this was a shit show. It was cash grab, like Bert said. It was in a point a fictional. It was a fictional story inside of a fictional story. You know what I'm saying? Because you if you want to reboot this franchise, okay, who really knows about Resident Evil but the people that grew up playing PlayStation? Don't try to appease the people that are now getting the PS5 or had the PS3 and now just knowing about Resident Evil. You know what I'm saying? You need to cater to us. The us that grew up on, you know, the real Resident Evil on the regular PlayStation. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You know, Nation's Bank. When people was writing checks at GameStop, I had to write a check for my PlayStation. You cater to us. Don't cater to Bank of America. Cater to Nation's Bank. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, some real shit, man. Right. I mean, Jonas Brothers, y'all, you just fucked up. You just fucked up the series, man. You fucked. Now we're gonna need another reboot. And as Michael said, man, anybody that's watching this and you plan on maybe in the future that you want to do a reboot of Resident Evil, do what Michael said. Just look at the fucking video gameplay footage. You don't even have to read anything. If you don't like to read, you don't have to read a goddamn thing. Just pull up Resident Evil PlayStation 1. Mm-hmm. There you go. It's okay for you to add little stuff in there, but don't add too much stuff in there that's going to take away from the originality of the movie. You know what I'm saying? I mean, goddamn, you might as well just put, you know, Spider-Man in the fucking movie. You know what I'm saying? You like whipping the fucking liquor. You know what I mean? You should have put him in there if you gonna fuck the movie up that much. I mean, it's just. Oh, and then the other thing that they added was the jail cell scene. But they put a little bit more of a twist on that one. You know, I think it was in Resident Evil 2 when they had to go down to the jail scene, and the monster, I guess, what was his name? Broke the. X? Yeah, he broke.
X or was it Nemesis?
I think it was Mr. X.
Okay. Oh, you talking about the game? You ain't talking about the movie, right?
Nah, the game.
Okay.
He broke into the cell and killed the dude.
And pulled. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the first time you met him. Was it the first time? I think so. First or second time. I don't know. Go ahead.
But it wasn't Mr. X. It was another person that was in the cell. Because somebody tried to send Jill a warning or something or a tape. And I mean, it was just all over the place, man. This movie, it's like watching a fucking tennis match. Because I swear my neck was hurting after I finished watching this movie, man. You know, jeez, man, just don't fuck with video game movies. The only video game that turned into the movie that I think that did a excellent job was Hitman. Not the second bullshit that they created, but the first Hitman. That is the only video game turned movie that I think was successful.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good.
They should have got him.
That first Hitman was. Yep.
At least he watched the fucking video game, and you could tell that he was a video gamer. You know what I'm saying? Because he stuck to the fucking script. He stuck to the fucking script.
Yeah, the Hitman shit. I want to watch that again, bro.
Yeah, I think I might go watch that after we get off this air, man, and go give me another beer. But
yeah, shit. Is that it?
Yeah, Resident Evil bullshit.
2 thumbs down.
Yeah, if I can if I had a problem with gout, it'd have been 4, 2 thumbs and 2 toes. But my gout is bothering me bad, so I can't put my feet up on air. But Bird, I give you a quick review of Battlefield. What was it? Battlefield 1442?
2042.
Yeah, it was garbage
or something like that. Yeah.
It was garbage. It was stupid. It looks horrible. It looks like a fucking 360 game. No, you got to be online all the fucking time. It you know, like when you play the main campaign version of the game, it looks awesome. And then when you play the multiplayer, then it dumbs it down a little bit. That's how it looked. And it was just, people was just standing and just stuttering and having convulsions and seizures. Just the whole game mechanics was dumb as hell, man. So don't get Battlefield and stay the fuck away from Resident Evil. Welcome to Raccoon City.
Raccoon City.
Yeah.
That's the review.
Yeah. That's the review. Lots of bugs. Definitely. Bugs, roaches, fucking termites. That's what Bird said. Yeah, lots of bugs. Yeah. Every fucking bug in there. Bug life. Oh my God, man. Hold up. Now that I think about, did the Jonas Brothers make Battlefield? Were they a part of
Jonas Brothers?
was they in the EA studios when that shit happened? I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. But yeah.
All right. So if that's it,
yeah, that's it. I'm done. I'm done with my rage. I'm done with my rage. He don't never like movie. Yeah, go see it. And yeah.
All right. So, like always, you guys can hit us up at thagamersshow@gmail.com. This is Gamer with the name. Don't forget to head on Facebook page, follow a little price. Don't forget to hit us up every time. Don't forget to subscribe, become a Gamer Club member, and don't forget to hit that button, notify when we drop videos like these.
Don't go see Resident Evil, and we'll see you next time on WWTF.
We want the facts.
The Gamer Show.
See y'all. Keep on watching. Thanks always.
Later, y'all.